All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour. For Sunday evening, if you're new, one of the all newcomers, welcome. Please subscribe. Maybe ring the bell. Toggle the switch to work with you in your device so you get all the alerts when we put them out. All right, we got an article we're going to go over here. Again, welcome to the Patriot Hour, everybody. Busy weekend with lots of stuff, lots of questions. We, again, folks, just to touch base on the whole martial law thing, I do not support it. I'll never surrender my gun. I would never surrender it in the manner of being duped, brainwashed, propagandized into just handing it over. That's not the whole point of what we did here. Was that we have had some cases of martial law throughout history, and it hasn't turned out to be this doomsday event that people promote. Again, we're 99%, all right? They're only one. We're not scared of them. Their whole guise is that we don't find out things that in the way they operate, all right? Because that blows their whole cover. So information is very important. Of course, we all know their long-term plan if you studied it. But again, none of that can be really proven. Is it all a psyop? It's stuff sitting out there, books written. Again, we take great credit into that because we think some of these people are involved in things. Some of these people are government employees that have left, been whistleblowers. You can even account Snowden in that realm. We have, things that point to he actually worked for the CIA, was embedded over there, so it makes his story a little different, but it doesn't, take away the fact of all the important things that we did find out. Just the reasoning behind it, because it's a big difference. You can go from being a patriot, whistleblower to a treasonous traitor that was in the middle of a war game between information war, game going on between a couple of the different agencies that don't get along, fighting for ultimate control of the system. All right. So again, some of the facts here are that they directed this at Trump during his campaign, something they promised they'd never do to the people, to us, every step of the way when they got a little bit more with intelligence gathering, the way they were going to do it. And I'm actually convinced at this point, the reason they opened the floodgates was to help the bad people that really do operate in manners to be harder to find, like the needle in the haystack, because now they have everything. And it takes ears to listen to it, folks. All right. In the intelligence community, you look at a lot of bad things. You listen to a lot of bad phone calls. You look at a lot of bad emails, and you read so much. And you have to try to put the puzzle together and find out what's good intel, what's bad. And you can't do that by thinking you're going to pick a random email and, this is the one that's going to tell me everything. Just like lots of phone calls, if you think everyone's like, they're recording me. But what are you saying? And even when you just talk with people, certain words will come out. That phone call might get listened to down the road, but you weren't really saying anything. And it just wasted somebody's time, right? Because you weren't saying anything. So keep that in mind. All right, we got an article here I want to read. Operation Disclosure. This came out today, just a little bit ago. All right, disclaimer. Operation Disclosure, GCR/RV Intel Alert for December 30th. Disclaimer, the following is an overview of the current situation based on intelligence leaks received from several sources which may or may not be accurate. Other confirmed sources may also be included in this overview. So folks, some of this is, almost all the aircraft carriers of the U.S. Navy are docked at their home bases as per GESAR compliance. Now, again, it's almost all. There's a few that have been mandated to float in the Persian Gulf since the early 90s, all right? I was part of that for over 5 years on the USS George Washington, making 2 trips over in that area. Only one carrier strike group consisting of 2 aircraft carriers, CVN-74 and the LHD-2, are performing naval operations. LHD-3 is also scheduled for deployment. Got a link that would take you there to the maps. According to rumors, an aircraft carrier is scheduled to visit Guantanamo Bay, Gitmo. Prison barges have also been rumored to be on their way to Gitmo. Thousands of sealed indictments may have already been served. Meanwhile, the financial war between the alliance and the cabal continues. President Trump's current goal is to end the Fed as briefed by the alliance. Expect sources to go dark until New Year's is over. Things will begin to heat up in January as the bubble, sealed indictments, stock market collapse, financial system reboot begins to burst. The start of the private currency redemption event, RV, all right, the start of the private currency redemption event, RV, can be expected to begin before January, depending on the outcome of certain events. So that source came from Operation Disclosure. All right, see if we find a little bit. It's a private page. All right. So let's look here. Some of the trending videos. Bush's funeral service foreshadows a series of radical events. Covert geopolitics. So we've all heard about the note the two Secret Service agents with hands together and lowered, standing directly behind George W. Bush. These two here. Deep state is deep, bottomless corruption. Body organs of over 15,000 Syrians sold in 6 years. Coroner's office, humans are free. Yep, we know all about that. What's really going down in Paris? Stop eating or drinking diet products. All right. So, folks, yeah, the organ, that's a real sad situation. That's the way they... It's big business, all right, folks. You look at the cabal and the things they've gotten their hands into. It's like a organized... It's a mafia on a grand scale. It's... Instead of running a little drugs, they do a lot of drugs. They sell humans. They do body parts. They fund wars, both sides. They keep it going. And when they're exhausted on all that, and they borrowed everything they can, collapse the economy of these countries, impoverished them, desolated the buildings and landscape, and then they get the contractors to come in and rebuild and borrow from these same countries that are just exhausted. And then at the whole time that they've taken 10, 12 years doing this, they're doing things with the people. It's nuts. They're misplacing them, getting them out to be refugees. In the midst of that, they separate. The parents get here. The kids are, vanished. And then they blame it on the, the bus system and the plane. Hey, at least you're safe. And these people are like, yeah, I guess. But, oh, my kid. Never to be seen again. Folks, this is kind of stuff that everything leads back to. It's just a unbelievable situation. So the bubble, sealed indictments, stock market collapse, financial system reboot. Is that what we're facing here in the next few weeks? We will see. We're going to be here to report on it. We will, again, people are like, these articles are obscure. And, well, it's just a matter of you're not going to get this on the mainstream at all. Why? This is what they hide, all right? This is the opposite of what they want you to hear, see. They will only do it in the very last minute when things are actually just, there's no covering it up. We've seen that. I mean, even during the election of Donald Trump, CNN kept numbers up that were outdated, just waiting, hoping that it would come back the other way a little bit. So they didn't even have to put that on there. But eventually they did. And we know it hurt their feelings. So All right, we'll keep a close eye. This is, I want to check one more thing while we're here. All right. The 8chan is back up and running, I've heard. What did I... Trump. See if he's got anything out recently. All right, read a few of these just for entertainment. These are... So the last one at 5 o'clock tonight, right before 1 minute, 4:59, Mr. President and Mrs. Obama built / has a 10-foot wall around their D.C. mansion compound. I agree. Totally necessary for their safety and security. The U.S. needs the same thing, slightly larger version. Oh, wow. Great work by my administration over the holidays to save Coast Guard pay during this Schumer shutdown. No thanks to the Democrats who left town and are not concerned about the safety and security of Americans. We know, like, Pelosi went and spent time in Hawaii. I mean, she deserves it, right? I mean, veterans on President Trump's handling of border security, 62% approval rating. On being a strong leader, 59 AP poll. Thank you. Turns out to be true. Now the Department of Justice and the FBI under President Obama rigged the investigation for Hillary and really turned the screws on Trump. And now it looks like in a corrupt and illegal way. The facts are out now. Whole hoax exposed. Jesse B. Waters. Again, that was yesterday, late 10:15 p.m. But it's all right, folks. We know that's exactly what happened. All these people went on TV, lied. Oh, we didn't know nothing about our server, but they were all using it. They all had pseudonym emails. They were communicating with. You could take, like, Gmail now. You can do a draft where you go in there and you write up a whole email, but you never send it. And if you had a group of 5 people and you guys all, like, this is our account, it's best friends 2018 at Gmail, and the 5 of you all have the password, and you just share the password. Everyone logs into the Gmail and you check to see if there's any drafts. If somebody left a draft and they signed their name at the bottom of it, you would read it, and then you would delete that draft and write your own new letter back. And everyone knows to check it every hour on the hour. And if you get in there and your own message is still there, nobody's been in to read it yet, or the person that you intended it for, all right? So that's one way to kind of beat things. It still gets picked up at this point, but just in a different way. And for a while, that's how they... And if you do that, and when you do it with burner devices and pseudonym names, it even makes it harder, all right? So to figure out who it is, that's the bottom line of why they were operating that way. So to implicate Hillary and agree, it was going to involve all of them eventually. That's what she knew too. That was probably a little bit of her power. If I go down, we all go down. She mumbled that a few times to them or not. But all right. Again, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. Just want to give you that update. We like to keep these short and sweet. So we'll be back here real soon for the next Patriot Hour update. We hope you join us. Again, to all the people that have been here since the beginning, and all of you newcomers as of today, welcome in our journey to try to follow what is going on and make sense of it and report on it for you. And lots of articles out there. We're going to go over things that aren't always true or accurate, but that is the game when you're looking at different intelligence leaks. We have to all look at lots of things and then come to the best answer together. So leave some comments down below, articles, links, anything that helps. Some of the best patriots around the planet right here, part of the Patriot Hour, here to help, here to guide, and here to listen, all that. So check out the comments down below and leave a comment as well. Check out the description box for all the links. We're on Twitter. And please share the video. Help give it a thumbs up, and that helps break the algorithms and get us promoted. All right, we'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour update video.